enough questions, that was part of the problem. And I realized, the more successful a person gets, the more open they are to attacks. People want what a successful person has, so they'll do everything that they can to try and take that away. So that was probably the time where I should have set up my two-step, like, oh, well.
And we're back again with our latest episode of BIPOC Access.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Cameron, and my Instagram handle is Tiffany D Cameron _. I was panicking. This has never happened to me before. I've had the same email for the longest time. It was actually my first email that got hacked. I just didn't know what to do. I was lost, really. I thought about what's the most smart thing to do right now. And I thought about my money. I've worked really hard, built up a huge resume, and, worked hard in my career. So I said, I have to protect my money first, and then we can think about the rest of the stuff later. So I spoke to my mom actually about everything. And then she told me too. She said, yeah, you have to think about all the accounts that you've opened that have to do with money, and make sure you block all your cards and everything like that, so the hacker doesn't have access to that. So that's the first thing I did while panicking. I remember I was shaking as well too, because it's a very traumatizing experience. My privacy was invaded, and I didn't know exactly all of the right steps to take. Even when it did happen, I got an email saying that your Facebook password is changed, your X account password is changed, your Instagram password is changed. And then how there's some links that will say, click here to solve the issue. I was even panicking when I saw that. I said, oh, I don't know if I should click on this, because then maybe there'll be like a further hack. So I was able to save my Facebook, thank the Lord. But my X account gone completely. I think the hacker already violated some rules, and they deleted them off of the account completely. It only took, I think, 2 days, and the account was already shut down. So it was just the Instagram one that was left open, unfortunately. And that was the one where a lot of posts about trading, and I don't care for trading. I've never cared for it. I don't want to knock any people who have a passion for that, but I've always just not been into that world. So it was, the irony behind it was that they chose that to try and wheel people in. And I think they do say in the Bible, money is the root of all evil. And I think sometimes when people are desperate for money and desperate for situations, in this case, they'll do anything they can to manipulate people. And unfortunately, they use me and my profile. I mean, I have a pretty high following, and they took advantage of that. It's only because I got an in-app notification on my phone. So that we think that you've been hacked, whatever, and these are the steps that you can take to restore your Facebook. And they said for now it's on hold. I think they've deactivated it, which was great that Facebook did that, because it gave me a little bit of time to sort things out and recover my account. So I'm really happy that happened. So then I had to change my password, and I also realized too that connected to my secondary email somehow, and then they found a way to hack that. So I had to make sure that I deleted the emails that were attached to the hack, if that makes sense. So that was a whole thing. But once I did that, I attached a safe email to my Facebook, so they weren't able to access it even if they wanted to. And then I made sure that I verified my Facebook. That was really important to me. But it was devastating, because I'm like, well, now I don't have any control over my social media, and that's really important to me. I'm known for interacting with my fans, showing fans love, telling them that I appreciate their support. And that's always been a part of my identity. And that was taken away because I wasn't able to access my fans anymore and let them know exactly what was going on. So it was worrisome. The police have to get involved now. I mean, when I first got back to Canada, I went straight to the police station, told them about it, and they said, look, until money is lost, we can just put in a report online, and then, whatever, we'll have it in our files, but we don't really act unless the money is taken. And I hope that doesn't happen to anyone else out there. I mean, this is why I'm making this video right now, because I want to help you guys make sure that you secure your accounts as much as you can. The terrible thing about my situation was I didn't have two-step authentication. And that was one of the most important things, because if you set up the two-step, then the hacker basically needs a code that's sent to your actual phone that you only have access to. So that's hard to hack if you have the extra form of authentication. And I didn't have that with my old email. So that was where I went wrong. And, I think there have been times in the past where I've received something about two-step. Oh, would you like to do this two-step authentication? And I was like, what's that? Like, I didn't really know. I didn't really know about it, and I didn't ask enough questions. That was part of the problem. And I realized, the more successful a person gets, the more open they are to attacks. People want what a successful person has, so they'll do everything that they can to try and take that away. So that was probably the time where I should have set up my two-step, like, oh, well, it was very frustrating for me, but, it was definitely a turning point for me as well, too. I discovered two-step authentication through my really good friend, Mark. He's with Dope Content, and he told me the importance of it. He said that it's another form of making it a lot difficult for someone to hack into your account. So he showed me that I needed to, there's different ways where you can set it up, but the one that I chose was through, I downloaded the Authenticator app. And from there, I was able to connect it to my Facebook account and my emails as well, too. So it would just ask you how you would like to further your security. And I said, I'm going to want to use the Authenticator. So 1 week after I got hacked, I was able to retrieve my emails, set up the two-step authentication on them. And it was interesting because a hacker was trying to hack back into my email, and I would get a notification every single time they tried to do it. It would be like, oh, this person from Brazil's trying to get in. This person from Africa is trying to get in. This person from Hong Kong is trying to get in. And I'm happy that I set that two-step authentication up because they gave up. The only thing I didn't get back was my Instagram. It took 2 months for Instagram to finally realize what was going on, and they were able to shut down the account. So yes, victory for me. I'm happy. My former account gone. Also had a gentleman named Sheridan. He wrote a really good article on me about everything that has happened. So I did my best, and I'm really hoping that nobody got scammed. And if they did, they need to go to the police and report it. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something new today, and I hope that I was able to shed light to you. The only issue is that I lost 5,500 followers, which is unfortunate, but I've already started to regain followers on my new page, and build. So I think that's important. Sometimes when tragedy happens, it's just an opening for a new beginning. And I'm excited to see where my new page goes. I'm going to be releasing a lot of content for you all. And yeah, you'll be thoroughly entertained. So it's good news. This is another testimony saying if you believe in something, if you really, really want something, don't give up on it. And for me, I never gave up on my account or trying to retrieve certain things back. I did everything that I could. I informed everyone that I could possibly inform, even went on the Jamaican news. I want to thank my family, my friends, and my fans for reporting the page constantly. I asked, please report my Instagram page, and everyone did really well with that. Some fans and friends and family were reporting it every day until they couldn't anymore. And I didn't lose hope on that as well, too. So thank you so much. This was a team effort, and hopefully it does not happen again.